Good morning. What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining me. This is Coach Pat, and I'm so excited that you're spending a few minutes with me here this morning. As I thought about our time here today, and I told you yesterday I was going to be diving into the listing presentation. A couple things I want to go over before that. Obviously, we come back to this every single day. You know, our results based on the law of cause and effect. We reap what we sow. What goes around comes around. Whatever universal principle or law you want to use to describe that is our results are always based on that. If we plant the right seeds, we water, weed, and feed, we always grow fruit, right? And if you do the right things in terms of prospecting and marketing your business and refining of your skills and practicing your skills, and then you take actions, if you take the right actions, which we know in real estate is prospecting, running appointments, and following up, right? And that should be about, represented a minimum of 80% of what you do every single day. And the first question you got to ask yourself is, if I'm not doing 80% of that every single day, if my mornings aren't filled with phone calls and reaching out to people and networking and prospecting, so that my afternoons can be running appointments and the rest of it's follow-up, what are you doing? Vacillating, thinking, checking emails, wasting time, grabbing long lunches, eating too many carbohydrates. And as I thought about before we go into actual scripting and processes, everybody wants scripts. Like, oh my God, just give me the words, give me the words, give me the words, give me the words. I need a better way to overcome that objection, right? It's very powerful to give you the words, no doubt about it. The right words, just to make things make sense and to bring down the walls of the person on the other end of the phone. But more importantly than that, because I've been doing this for 18 years, I've given the words to people over 18 years, right? And that's what they told me. That no, I got the mindset. I've got a great frame of mind. I just need the words, right? And lo and behold, they don't do it, right? They don't, because I'll hold them accountable. Great, let's role play. Memorize this. Let's go. I'll talk to you on Monday. Monday comes. Yeah, no, there's a pebble in my shoe. The sun's shining in my face, and all the excuses. I just couldn't get it. But tomorrow I'll be good, right? And then they don't answer tomorrow, right? They don't answer the call the next day because they know they didn't do it. I've had that happen so many times. And therefore I said, are you really ready for growth? Do you really want to grow? Yes, Pat. Then we've got to really uncover, what is going through this dome of yours, And I'll share with you a personal story, an example of an area of my life that I let get away from me was health, wellness, and fitness, right? I played college football. I've been an athlete my whole life and gym rat, and I just I always tell people I have 5 kids and every kid I gained 5 pounds. So I was 50 pounds overweight and roughly 40 pounds overweight. And this is last year at this time, actually. And I just made the decision to follow what I teach my students professionally. And it starts with what is the habits and routines? Why do I have this habit of not working out or eating, terrible foods, not sleeping well? And because I was working. I love working. I couldn't wait to get to work and do things, right? And because I neglected an area of my life. And as we know, life is all about balance. And to be candid with you, high self-esteem, unlimited self-esteem, part of the 7 pillars that I teach. One of those 7 pillars is your fitness, is your health and wellness. So I'll share with you this very powerful strategy, and I've spent many years in mentorship with my coaches and mentors and reading high-level psychology books. Dr. Maxwell Maltz's Psycho-Cybernetics being one of them, on the topic of habit changing, self-image, etc. And it's really a tough read for a lot of people to read that book and say, all right, well, what exactly do I do? So I boiled it down into a concept that I call habit smashing habits, right? So I decided last year, all right, that I needed to drop 40 pounds. I needed to put deadlines on it. And I also decided that I was going to go through the holiday season. So I went on a golf trip in Innisbrook, just outside of Tampa, in last year this time. It was actually the first week of November, so it was around this time. And when I got back from that golf trip, I just said to myself, that's it. I'm going through the holiday seasons, 0 alcohol, zero. I'm going to go on the keto for just 2 weeks, and then introduce carbs again. And I'm going to work out every single day, 6 days a week. I'll give my body rest on Sunday. And so I had to I knew that because I had poor habits, I could say that all day long. I mean, don't get me wrong. Throughout the last, 3 years prior, I went through stages of working out diligently for, 3 weeks, a month here, then I got off track, etc. You guys get the point. And that's the same thing that happens to people in their careers. But the habit smashing, step one to, if you can see this, step one to habit smashing is what I call, drop the bomb, right? It is making a declared decision. I am going to do this, like any poor habit you have, right? Smoking or anything else. It's just making a decision. You're going to quit cold turkey, right? It's the only thing I've ever seen work. Weaning, to me, I've never seen weaning actually work for anybody. So we have to just drop it's a conscious decision that you're about to go down this pathway. Typically for about 90 days. People say, well, habits you can break in 3 weeks. I personally, and I'm a student of psychology and personal development my entire professional life, I've never seen somebody break a habit in 3 weeks. I just haven't seen it. Again, we want to become, all right, so if we look at competent, consciously, subconsciously, okay, competent and incompetent, right? We have those boxes: consciously competent, right? Subconsciously competent, unconsciously competent. That's the box where it's just automatic. It becomes us, right? Consciously incompetent, right? And subconsciously incompetent, right? Where you don't really understand the root. Our goal is to be unconsciously competent, subconsciously competent, where it's part of your subconscious. And I think that process just takes 90 days, which is why this challenge is a 90-day challenge, not a 21-day challenge. So it's just really, when I say dropping the bomb, it's saying, listen, this is not going to be easy, but I am 100% committed in declaring that and writing it on paper and committing yourself, right? And this is what's going to happen. Step two is important, is defining the sacrifices and the things you're willing to give up to accomplish that, to attain that new habit. And for me, in my weight transformation side was zero alcohol. It was zero parties, because if I go to a party, I'm going to grab a drink, and it was zero socializing. I was just going to stop hanging out with friends. I was just going to spend time with my family. I decided. And those are the sacrifices. Those are the things I was willing to give up. No trips, right? For 4 months, so it was on this 4-month journey. So we have to decide when it comes to your business, okay? When you look at improving your skills, abilities, and attitudes for your business, you have to make that conscious decision. What are you willing to give up? Well, there's things that are fun and nice and easy and relaxing, and it might be TV shows, it might be Facebooking or Instagramming all day long. It might be going out. It might be, partying on the weekends, and deciding your weekends are going to be, part of your weekends are going to be practicing, studying, and crafting the new you in terms of what you want to accomplish with your business. Number 3 is assemble your support group. I say support group. I mean, yeah, you have to have a support group, people that you can talk to. Hopefully I'll be one of your pit crew. I call it your pit crew, right? We all need a pit crew, people that we can lean on, go to in moments of weakness, people that can also provide a specialized knowledge. So for my fitness journey, it was, I need a nutritionist, because I love working out. I love pushing weights and just, I've always loved that. But then I needed to really craft a better way of eating. And I saw a nutritionist. She said, interestingly enough, she said, the first thing I want you to do is download the MyFitnessPal app, because you have got to track everything you eat, all of your calories. if it's 3,500 calories for a pound, we know that we have to have a calorie deficit every single day. So I wanted to have 1,000 calorie deficit per day, which means I wanted to burn off 1,000 more than I actually consumed. So she goes, I'm going to set you on this $15,000 scale, which, by the way, a good gym will have that in your area. That tells you everything, your body fat composition. It'll also tell you the most important thing is your basal metabolic rate, which is what you will burn if you did nothing. Mine was about 2,100. So I was burning 2,100 calories if I didn't exercise, right? So now it becomes mathematics, and it also became a game, right? So think about that in terms of sales, right? We have to know our numbers, we have to track our numbers to know our conversion ratios. It's all the same. So she said, okay, you have to have carbohydrates. You'll have terrible workouts if you don't eat carbohydrates, but let's keep it to things like sweet potatoes instead of white potatoes. She said, do you like rice? I said, not really. And so on and so forth. So I just decided I could eat sweet potato for my entire source of carbohydrates every single day. Great. So we put together, then I've got a prepared meals guide that makes meals. I figured if I'm working all day long and I'm doing all these things, why don't I just have the meals made for me? I'll buy them all and put them in half in the fridge, half in the freezer, so that's done for me. Now, eventually I love to cook. I will insert myself into me prepping the meals because I know what I like, but I had to remove taste as a desire. I was shifting my mindset. I had to shift my thoughts and belief from enjoying food to literally, if you can imagine, I have 2 dogs, right? Love them, but can't stand them at the same time. They're yippers. And I had to shift my mind to this is nutrition. This is it. So like a dog would eat, like, when you pour food in and they just go to town, they eat it, and then that's it. That's how I had to think about. Those are the new affirmations and new thought processes about food. So I had to track my calories. I had to really understand what the heck macros meant, right? Your proteins, your fats, and your carbohydrates, and to really put the right combination of foods in my body every single day to have optimal feeling, energy, and nutrition so that I was able to maintain muscle mass while burning fat. So then I talked to weight training guys as well. And I talked to 2 of them, I had a coach, talk to me about your workouts, man. I've been working out forever, but I just wanted a little bit, right? Keep in mind, I know every movement there is in the gym. I've been lifting since I was probably 15 years old, and I'm now 47. I was 46 at the time, obviously last year. But I still sought help. And that's an important thing to reflect upon, because the minute we think we know it all, that we can't learn from somebody. If you're making 300 grand right now, if you want to go to 4 or 5, sometimes it's just a remembrance of helping somebody remind you of what you already know, but also it's just that little bit. That's why when Jim Rohn or Chet Holmes, when they talk about being a development person, very few people are people that will rest their egos and open up to somebody and just hear what they have to say. And yeah, I knew that. And oh, that was good, right? That was good. I just, that slight edge, right? And as you know, the whole 212 degrees, that you probably read that book or heard of it. The difference between 211 degrees and 212 degrees is that it produces steam at 212 degrees, which can power a locomotive, right? Very powerful, 1 degree, right? So I wanted to really assemble somebody that will help me with my food nutrition. I also talked to people about the variance between cardiovascular and weight training. What should I be doing? What were my goals? Because when I go to the gym and I see people just doing cardio every day, I look at their bodies, and then I look at the people that just weight train. I really wanted the body of the people that weight trained, right? I didn't want to be a toothpick, right? And look like I had scurvy. So that you have to assemble your support group, people that can lean on, give you specialized knowledge, and encourage you. Step number 4 is complete submergence with information around your goals. Okay. So that meant I would work out in the morning on an empty stomach. I would go through fasting, right? I'd wait till about 11 o'clock. Then I'd have my first meal, right? Thank you. And then, so my meals were already prepared, and in between were pre-designed snacks, okay? Protein, pretty much. And then I would get to bed at night, and I was starving with a capital S. and the demons were in my head. Now I've got little kids too at the time, right? So I have little kids, right? I have a baby, right? So it's tiring to have a baby, right? And I also have a 4-year-old, right? So guess what? There's all kinds of fun snacks in the cupboard. And when everybody was dead asleep and I'm sitting there awake, oh my gosh, I could go downstairs. So what I decided to do was pop open YouTube and I would watch Arnold Schwarzenegger videos, Lou Ferrigno videos. I just started submerging myself with that information. I would watch the different kinds of fasting programs and nutrition. I was watching, of course, those shows that the vegans that were saying, oh my God, meat is just going to kill you tomorrow, right? So I would gather that. I would just pick it up and I'd just watch it, right? And really learning about food and so on and so forth. But when it comes to your business, if you really want to be good on the phones, if you really want to get better, become a better sales professional, you have to literally pull up videos at night, up in maybe in the morning, or in maybe a couple minutes throughout the day that are in alignment with your goal. You have to. So that's why I mean, like blocking out when it ties to the sacrifices, because when you say instead of doing these things that I used to do, I'm going to do this. I'm going to replace the things I know are not taking me towards my goals with this. That makes sense. So that really helped me. It affirmed, right? And I'm like, yes, I'm on the right path. I just got to keep going, right? So I would go to bed and I had to drink a gallon of water a day, which is tough. It's a tough thing to do, right? So I just, have more water. And the cheat snack was plain Greek yogurt with a scoop of protein powder and a little bit of blueberries put in there, frozen blueberries, phenomenal. And then step number 5 is overcoming the plateau. All right. So also with that fitness journey, I decided to enroll in the Gold's Gym Body Transformation Challenge, which to me is like, now there's a date. Now, I started December 1st. By the time the challenge started at Gold's Gym, it was January 11th. I had already dropped 25 pounds. And so I'm like, well, enroll in the challenge anyway. I mean, I've already dropped 25. The chance of me winning are very slim to none. I think it was 20 pounds I dropped. Okay. And, but I'm still going to do the challenge. And part of the challenge was, every Saturday you got in the class and, they took your body metrics. I stepped on the scale and I went from 245 to 225. I think I weighed in exactly at 225. And then it took pictures, right? And now I'm part of a contest. I'm not losing a contest. Well, lo and behold, we're in a contest called the 90-day challenge, right? So it's good to be in contests, right? Mentally, we want to win. I like winning. Last night I went my daughter's soccer game. They lost a tough game, 1-0. She's a freshman, plays varsity soccer. And they gave up a goal and lost the game. And I'll tell you, all the girls came out of the locker room. Some of those girls were laughing, checking their phones, smiling. My daughter came out of the locker room absolutely distraught. She said, Dad, I don't even want to talk right now. I feel like I'm going to cry. I love that about her. She's always been like that. Doesn't want to lose, it does not like losing. And so I'm part of this challenge, and here I go. And now I'm traveling too, so I'm disciplined, but I'm starting to form the habit and actually pulling up my shirt and liking what I see now. Well, when you start to get results, it has an amazing impact on your affirmation. You start saying different things. And people are sitting there eating spaghetti and meatballs, and I'm sitting there with a piece of fish and broccoli. And they're like, how do you do that? How do you do that, Pat? I'm like, you just do it. I like it. But things started to build. I started to build psychological momentum. And very, very powerful. And then this happened. I say step 5, really the last step. And this happens, at various times, whether it's 30, 60 days in, at some point in time, we're going to hit this plateau. Now, this is exactly what happened to me. I hit a plateau where, again, I was weighing myself every week. I knew exactly, I was starting to feel in tune with my body. And then next thing you know, I weighed in week 1, week 2, I hadn't lost a single pound. I'm like, this doesn't mathematically make sense because I know what I burned. I know what I ate to the calorie. How am I not losing weight? I went in so frustrated. Two, I went back to my support group. And I talked to all of them because I didn't believe the one. I'm like, no. Let me talk to this one now. I talked to all of them, and they all said the exact same thing. Okay. And Paige from Gold's Gym said, Pat, your body is protecting itself. It's in self-preservation mode. And you just need to stick the course. But one change I'm going to have you make. She was, I want you to eat as much carbohydrates as you possibly can stuff in your mouth for an entire day. Go get lasagna, eggplant parm, go get the Italy trifecta, whatever they call it at the Olive Garden. Do whatever you want. Just jam as many carbohydrates as you can for a day, maybe even two, and then pull it back. All right. That's just to let your body know, hey, everything's okay. We're not going to die here. Right. And then when I did that, the weight just started melting off again. We have plateaus that are very frustrating, and it was very frustrating to work at something and not get a result, to do exactly what I'm supposed to do and not get a result. Have you ever done that? Have you ever seen that with yourself in business? You ever worked at something and not get a result? That's really frustrating. And if you're alone, and if you don't follow all the submergence and the support group and dive back in to remind you why you started this and to just keep going, because you start to lose faith and confidence in the system without the reminding, without the support, without the submergence. And as it relates to phoning, when you're talking about people saying no and you're running 10 straight, think about it, 10. I mean, you're on the phone all day, 3 hours on Monday, 3 hours on Tuesday, 3 hours on Wednesday, 3 hours on Thursday, an hour and a half on Friday. You go into that weekend saying, something's wrong, man. Something's wrong. This isn't working. I suck. Whatever you say will become your actions. So before you start saying negative things when you're failing, go back to your support group and tell them what you're doing. In other words, you should be recording your calls from a business perspective and reviewing it. And chances are, because anytime we come out with something, a new concept, new script, and we start doing it, and we're going to get results. All right, we're going to get results, and you run into those plateaus. But more than likely, somebody like me or your coach, your support group will simply tell you, this is normal. Stay the course. Stay the course. I actually believe that it is beyond math and numbers. I think it's actually esoteric, spiritual, metaphysical, whatever you want to call it, where we are tempted to, we're given this opportunity where we're in this dark hole, and faith and belief, we're being challenged, right? Do you have what it takes for abundance? I can share with you that this way, do you have when you're feeling at your lowest low or challenged or against the wall, and you're doing the work but not getting the result, will you just turn over do one more day, another turn, just keep going, stay the course? And I personally believe that is our test. Are you ready for abundance and greatness? And when we keep going, boom. And ironically, what happens is in that 90-day period, we become unconsciously or subconsciously competent. Our beliefs are completely sound. Like, we literally believe, my goodness, this works. And then we actually have the capacity now to tell others, listen, I know what you're feeling. I know what you're going through. You have to trust what I'm going to tell you. Right now, you're not going to believe. You don't have the belief systems. In order to do that, you have to listen to and talk to the people that do all the time. Submerge to influence your thoughts and beliefs. And so lo and behold, I get weighed in on April 11th of this past year, and my picture's taken. And I won in my age group for that challenge, even though I'd already lost 20 pounds before the contest started. And then it went to national judging, and I placed 8th overall in the country. Complete six-pack, right? At 46 years old, veins popping out all over the place. And I tell you, what that makes you feel, how that makes you feel Even my kids were Instagramming pictures all over to their friends. They were proud of me. My wife's loving it. And it's an amazing thing. And so I feel like, man, that's what it takes. It's not easy. So to sit here and just spew out scripts every damn day and to go over them and rebuttals to have you, to not equip you with the warning and the process for breaking a bad habit is not going to move the needle for you. And very few trainers or teachers or coaches or mentors are doing that, because most of the training, download my free scripts. Want to get time management? Here's the 7 secrets to top time management, right? Closing ratios of the top 1%. Every bit of what I see out there is all, here's the actions you got to take. Here's the actions you got to take. Here's the actions you got to take. And if you don't help people shift their thoughts and beliefs and tell them, hey, just so you know, it is going to be worth it, but it's going to take a mental concentration like no other. You've got to have sacrifices made. Guys, I didn't miss the drinking. I didn't miss the parties and going out. Those friends are still my friends. Yeah, they asked me, where the hell you been? But you know what? They're really consumed with their lives at the end of the day. And by the way, I got to spend more quality time with my family, which did more for me anyway. And it just produced amazing results. So I planned on starting the listing presentation, but geez, why would I start covering more scripts when we're really not emphasizing, or if I'm not sharing with you the real steps of changing poor habits, because we have routines. And sometimes we're like, God. So I'll share with you another personal thing. And this is, by the way, one of the things I didn't mention, Submerge. Affirmations are very powerful, but I'm not talking about writing 3x5 cards. I am 6'1", 200 pounds of twisted steel and sex appeal. I do this. You don't write that. True affirmations that really work are just conversations you're having in your head. Be like, Pat, this is what I want to do. Like yesterday, I said to myself, because I got away from the last few weeks, I've been writing and obsessed. Again, I get so obsessive with what I need to do work-wise. I'm doing 78 live events. And my schedule kind of changed up, where I'm like, I'll work out later. Then my kids have a game. Like, oh my God, I didn't work out today, So I just said to myself yesterday, you're going to have to actually go to the gym at 5:30 in the morning, which somebody like me, my head's spinning at night. I got to go to bed a little bit earlier, because I just know for me, I'm not going to get away from that side. But sometimes I wake up, feel like an elephant is sitting on my chest, at 6 o'clock in the morning, but I got to now bump that back an hour and get my butt to the gym. And I know what I feel like waking up at 6. So I know what I'm going to feel like when I wake up at 5. So I'm talking to myself, you know what? You're just got to train your body mentally get up, go to the gym. And as tired as you are, get on that machine. In 10 minutes, you'll be fine. Right. So those are kind of conversations I'm having, so that I can change my habit from working out in the afternoons to working out in the mornings again, early morning. So what do we learn? Are we at 30 minutes yet? What can we take away from this, guys? Ever do something and it worked and it produced great results, and you look back, you're like, man, that's all I had to do for the last 5 years. I've been struggling my ass off, and all I had to do is this. Man, things would be different today, right? That greatness is and belongs to all of us. But it is the toughest sale you'll ever make is to yourself, to be the best that you can be in a given day. Not to prospects, not to FSBOs, not to expired leads. It's the biggest, toughest sale every day is to yourself, to wake up and change, to wake up and commit to the process of change. And therefore, when I talk about submerging in data, I highly encourage you to get your butt in front of this Facebook Live and this 90-day challenge every day. And we'll revert back to this. We'll talk about this. And we'll come back to this whole process. And when you're able to do that and submerge yourself, and with an open mind, and not just me, grab a couple other people, get a couple other people involved, make it your mission. I have a habit smashing worksheet. Right now it sits on a site called coachpatfenton.com/action-steps, where you can download the Habit Smashing Worksheet. And we're actually it's part of the Ultimate Listing Machine course that we're publishing. But if you wanted immediate access, you can have that right now and download that right now. In addition to that is goals, a business plan, and the Coach Pat prospecting system. And because I know a lot of people are saying, where can I get? I want that now. Well, that is a very simple. So it actually, the Habit Smashing Worksheet really goes in all areas of your life, and it follows a process. What do you want to do? Here, who's your, and it's going to have you write in things like your support group, what you're willing to sacrifice with your, again, change for your family, your fitness, your finances, your career. It covers all 5 areas of your life, your spiritual life, right? And any area you want to change, you just go through this process. So I hope this helps, guys. And I really want your feedback. Was this session helpful to you? Did it make sense? And if you could comment, that would be great. If you could put a heart if you really loved it, a like if you liked it, and a comment, that would be greatly appreciated, guys. This is Coach Pat. It is Thursday, and I'm signing out for the day. I cannot wait to talk to you tomorrow. We are diving into the listing presentation tomorrow. Have a great day, guys.